All right, we got some exciting news from Square Enix today. I've full disclosure, I've watched these already, but I wanted to record my thoughts, sort of talking about this announcement. Uh, so we've got a reimagined, not a remake, a reimagined of Dragon Quest VII, which I believe was the first is the I think the last Dragon Quest to be made by Enix before it merged with Square Enix. Um, it's either that or it was the first to be made under the Square Enix merger, and I believe it was also the first Dragon Quest game to come to PlayStation One. So let's see what they have to say.
皆さんこんばんは、堀井裕二です。
こんばんは、ドラゴンクエスト7リーイマジンドプロデューサーの市川武です。
先ほどドラゴンクエスト7リイマジンドが発表されました。なんと
So
来年2026
I'm going to talk over this a little
2
bit,
月5日に発売です。
but
びっくりしたんですよ。
ドラゴンクエスト7は2000年にプレイステーションで発売された
yep, the first to be released on PlayStation in 2000.
たった一つだけの島にあるとある漁村で暮らす少年たちの好奇心から始まる RPG 作品です。不思議な石板をめぐり、主人公たちは海を越え、時を越え、隠されていた世界の真の姿を
I think the world's beautiful.
そんなドラゴンクエスト7をグラフィック、シナリオ、バトル、
The way that some of the cutscenes were sort of rearranged kind of reminds me a little bit of Bravely Default 2, just having the characters on opposite sides of the screen.
本作ではこの鳥に人形をスキャンして
I think
キャラクター
the art style is interesting. So I posted this video on a Final Fantasy thread I'm a part of that has like a Dragon Quest subthread, and there's a gentleman that thought that it didn't look anything like Akira Toriyama's art, and I disagree. And you know, if you think that, it's okay. I think that it still looks like Dragon Quest style, Akira Toriyama style, and of course we lost Akira Toriyama not too long ago. So I think he did some work for Dragon Quest 12, which is coming out hopefully in a couple years. But I think it's clearly, especially with the eyes and the face, like obviously it's a different style. Like it does kind of look like a Pixar movie, but I don't think Dragon Quest has changed up its style before, and so I don't think that's anything new. I love the extra stuff it looks like we'll get. Where's the Xbox version? Is that going to be digital only? Seriously? So we got it for the Switch 2, the OG Switch, PlayStation 5. So I've not seen. I looked earlier. I did see a. It looked like there was one to pre-order for Xbox for physical. Maybe they're just not showing it because that's weird that it wouldn't show that.
詳細は公式サイトや各ストアをご確認ください。
かなり遊びやすくなってるんですね。
So they're talking a lot about approachability.
独特の雰囲気を今こそ多くの人に届けたいと。
I don't know. I still think the art style is very close to what Akira Toriyama would draw. Obviously, going forward, they're gonna bring new artists in that I think will keep the spirit, but they're obviously gonna want to put their own stamp on it. And I think scanning the figurines and doing sort of like a diorama type thing, sort of like what was done with Fantasian, I think is unique. The game's coming out in 5 months. And again, if you want to watch this without my commentary, obviously, you can check it out yourself. I am excited for this. So I'm a Final Fantasy fan, but obviously Final Fantasy wouldn't exist without Dragon Quest slash Dragon Warrior being the precursor. And I'm still working through Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, and I'm excited to get the HD 2D remake of 1 and 2 as well. So I'm definitely going to be picking this up. We got a proper teaser coming up next.
Right, that's enough for one day. Time for me
Again,
to head
the
back to the castle.
Way the game is presented reminds me a lot of a mix between Fantasia and Bravely Default 2.
There's more to the world than this island, and we're going to prove it. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm curious to see like what people think of the art styles. I read the comments of this trailer, and it's like everybody seemed pretty positive about it. I think a lot of people are surprised that 7 is getting a remake as opposed to 8. From what I understand, Dragon Quest 8 is sort of like the Final Fantasy 7 of the Dragon Quest series.
Guided by a mysterious tablet, a group of young heroes embark on a journey to reclaim a lost world. As they venture into the unknown,
yeah, I love the diorama
mighty foes
style.
and a myriad of twists
and
trials.
The gentleman I mentioned earlier that I was talking to about this mentioned that it looked like it looked kind of AI-like. I really hope that they're not using AI to make the art for this game. If that is the case, I won't end up buying it, but I don't think that that's the case. But I just completely disagree with
Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
I still think it looks like Akira Toriyama. That's the spirit. February 5th.
World, here we come.
The same month Resident Evil 9 is coming out. Now available to pre-order February 5th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Steam and Windows. So, yeah, it looks like we might get a... So, obviously, there's going to be a version of it for Xbox. I wonder if it'll be... So, let's check it out. So, there's a nice article here, too. I read this earlier. It's cool, like, getting, you know... getting to look through this, and clearly I think that the developers care. There's a closer look at the character art. I agree that there's a sort of, I guess, Pixar-esque like vibe to them, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that the Dragon Quest style has changed often enough that it doesn't need to be the same thing every time. Pre-order. So, physical. Okay. So it looks like there will be a collector's edition for Xbox. I'm glad to hear that. Like, people make fun of me for being a Final Fantasy fan and an Xbox guy. But let's see what happens when we visit this right here. So, Xbox. Standard. Yeah. So I almost like don't believe it. So there's the. Looks like they will also get a collector's edition for Xbox, which comes with the ship in a bottle. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Cover a little bit of my face up. The steelbook case, I definitely want that. Ship in a bottle figure, medium slime. Wow, I just think that's really cool. I don't know why I exited out. But here's another thing that kind of is a little bit of a bummer. The collector's edition. Why isn't it? Don't fight me on this. So the standard edition is $60. It would be great if it was 50, but that's okay. But the collector's edition, and here, let me make that nice and big so you can see it, is $250 plus tax. So I would love to have the steelbook case, but I don't think so. I'll more than likely get it for Xbox, because I'm kind of upset with Nintendo and some of its shenanigans here recently, especially with the Pokemon patent / lawsuit that you can't have a summon in your game. We have the patent on summons, even though Final Fantasy was doing that 4 or 5 years before Pokemon even existed. But so that's a whole can of worms. So I might get Dragon Quest VII Reimagined for the Xbox, which I have right here, instead of the Switch. What I'm curious about, so you got the Switch. Is the Switch 2 version more? I half expected the Switch 2 version to be like $70 or $80, because that's what Nintendo is doing now. But I'll get off my soapbox. Let me know what you think. I think it looks cool. There's so many promising games coming out. I'm glad that the Dragon Quest series is becoming more popular here in the States. I think that Dragon Quest XI really made Dragon Quest more well known. Like, I didn't know about Dragon Quest at all, really, but until around the time 11 came out. So, is this a day one pickup for you? Are you going to wait for it? What system are you going to get it on? I imagine a lot of people will probably getting it either on Nintendo Switch 2 or PlayStation 5, which is great. Just support good games, and I hope that this will be another winner for Square, because I think I've played Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a beautiful game. I know a lot of people were upset about some of the censorship, but while it's unfortunate, I think that censorship's been going on in games and movies for a long time, and it just is what it is. And you speak with your wallet. That's all I have to say if you feel very strongly about it. But without further ado, take care.